What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video. Now this Division 2 build video is going to be my raid build that has been tested and proven. Now a lot of you watched my raid video I made the day before the raid came out. It was my AR, damage to elites, and raw damage build. Great build. It had strained and berserk, whole bunch of damage to elites, and it does wonders. However, after playing the raid all weekend and ungodly hours in the morning, and after getting through a few of the boss runs, it was clear that LMGs and damage to elites is the way to go. If you see any of the world record teams, they are all running LMGs. If you see any of the big PC guys, they are all running LMGs. Now, ARs are a good way to go. However, LMGs hold more in the magazine and they do more damage per bullet. So, more damage per bullet and more bullets in your magazine is more DPS. And that is what you need in this raid. You need DPS, 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 and well-coordinated mechanics. So, before I get into this, I am Kamikazevondoom. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure to mash that like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. I am posting a lot of videos daily, so just get ready, buckle up, and enjoy the ride. So, this is my tested and proven raid build. It is an LMG PVE build. It is all focused on damage, with it being damage to elites, raw damage, damage to armor, what have you. This is about damage. So, with that being said, obviously you guys can see at the very top, I am using the Demolitionist specialization. Reason I'm using this is just for the pure power that it gives the LMG, and also the grenade launcher special of the Demolitionist is great for ad control. Yes, you can use your specializations during the raid for ad control. Whoa, I know a lot of people don't do it, but you can do it. Ad control at its finest. Anyways, so use the Demolitionist and start with your LMG. The LMG I have chosen that I have the best luck with is the M60. M60 I have chosen to use, my baby, my cream of the crop, is this Black Market M60. Now this Black Market M60 is at gear score 500. The base damage I have gotten this thing up to with this setup is 30.9k base damage. Now that might be a little low to some of you, but I'll show you guys why it's a little low. Cough, cough, damage to armor, cough. Anyways, so 30.9k on the base damage. The talents I am running on this bad boy: Unhinged, Allegro, and Protected Deploy. Now, yes, you could switch out the Protected Deploy for, stop, drop, and roll, in rhythm, what have you. And yeah, Allegro for the rate of fire. The M60 does shoot relatively slow, and yes, Unhinged did get a nerf. However, it is vital for an LMG build. You need Unhinged. Even if it is just 20% now, you're gonna need it. Alright, so that is my Black Market M60. So this is where I'm going to explain to you guys the raid strategy for the build. So this current setup is what you use for the first 3 parts of the raid. So first 3 parts. You can either use this or you can use dual LMGs. I have seen a lot of people use dual LMGs. That way they mow them down with the first 100 something bullets, switch weapons, mow them down with another 100 bullets, yes. However, what I do is I use the Nemesis. The Nemesis, for you that don't know, is an exotic sniper. Reason why everyone loves the Nemesis, not only because it hits like a Mack truck, but the holstered talent. Preparation. While holstered, you gain 25% headshot damage when you're scoped with your current weapon. Now, what me and my clan have done is we have tested this, and having a scope, yes, it does work. Now, having to be scoped in versus ADS with that scope, it does not matter. So, I will show you guys what I mean. Now, for this M60, I am rocking the C79 scope. This is damage to elites, and it is a 3.4 times scope. So technically, by the writing on the wall, it says when you are scoped in with your current weapon, this is a scope. When you ADS, that is being scoped in. So if I aim like this, it is the same as if I were to aim like this. It does the same damage. Reason why I am trying to explain this to all of you guys is that the damage, the headshot damage buff you get is huge for the first 3 bosses, especially Booster and the dogs. When you hit them in the face with this build and this current setup, I think it's in the video I posted earlier with us clearing Buddy and Lucy. I'm hitting like 80k headshots per bullet. 80k. I think some of them were down to 79, but a lot of them were 80.4. Now, if I can hit 80k headshots per bullet with this weapon, and it holds 100 rounds in the magazine, you're doing a lot of damage, guys. A lot of damage. So that's enough about the Nemesis. Let me finish up with this M60. So the M60, the way I have it set up is damage to elites on the scope, rate of fire on the belt, accuracy on the vertical grip, and damage to elites on the muzzle brake. Now that's an extra 10% damage to elites. Now the sidearm, I'm just using a double barrel sawed off. It has Ranger and it has distance on it. It's pretty nice. Also has in rhythm, which is also a pretty decent talent. You can run pistol, it doesn't really matter. What matters is you running the M60. Now for the final boss, what I've been doing personally, because I'm put on ad control for the most part, is I usually switch to the chatterbox for the last boss. The reason being is for that holstered talent Blabbermouth giving you that rate of fire. Because if you're on ad control on that last boss, I forget the name, Razorback, whatever, you're going to be getting kills. And with a build like this, with the damage to elites, you're going to get numerous kills. So the chatterbox and the rate of fire really helps the M60 in the long run when you're doing that sort of ad control. Now for the first 3 phases of the raid, you're not really worried about your rate of fire as you are your damage. That's why I'm saying stick with the Nemesis, stick with your headshots for when you can, and this thing will mow them down. Now, I do understand a lot of you like running the dual LMGs, and I'm not opposed to that at all. Just remember, when you do that, you're eventually going to have to reload. So just remember that. I know it might postpone it a little bit, but just know you will have to reload. But alright, you guys, so that is the weapons. So before I get into the gear, we will look to the left of the screen where it shows the overall stats of the build. So the build itself is a gear score 500. The stats I have into this build is a 7-8-4 build, meaning 7 are into firepower, 8 is into defense, and 4 is into electronics. Now with this setup, I am currently running right under 250,000 health, which to me is pretty good. Unless the bosses are like really hitting you hard, there's a lot of sustainability with this build. Now the health is above 100,000, it's at 102,000. You could get it a little bit higher, but with the damage I'm doing, damage to elites and all that, this is a damage based build. And the skill power is just under 1,000. Now, looking into the gear itself, they are all different gear pieces, except for the two green gear set pieces, being True Patriot. Now, just a real quick relapse, the True Patriot, reason why I'm using two of them is for the 10% damage to armor. I have Gilligard knee pads, I'm using that for the armor from the brand set. Chest piece is a Petrov, I'm using that for the LMG damage. The mask is a Wyvern wear. I'm using this solely because of the damage to elites, and I'll show you guys why, but that gives me crit hit damage. And finally, the backpack is a 511 backpack, which gives me protection from elites. It is only at 5%, but it does matter. So, we will go ahead and start with the mask. Now, like I said, this is a Wyvern wear mask. Right now it's at 499 gear score. It's sitting at 20.5k armor. The attributes, like I was hinting at earlier, solely focused on damage to elites at 41%. I went ahead and rerolled the skill power up a little bit to 330, and it does come with the talent hard hitting, which is vital. You need to have hard hitting wherever you can put it for that 10% damage to elites. Going to the backpack, like I said, it is a 511 backpack. Gear score 500. The base armor on this sucker is at 42.3k. Attributes, crit chance at 4%, weapon damage at 8.5%, and skill power at 311. The talents that come on this thing are hard hitting for the damage to elites, and hardened, giving me 10% more armor. Now it does have one mod slot, so let's check that out. It is a offensive systems mod slot. For this one I chose firearms with weapon damage, LMG damage, and damage to health. Now if you look right there, you combine it up, that is 5.5 overall damage just from that mod. Now going down to the gloves. These are True Patriot gloves, gear score 500. The base armor on this, 23.9k. Like I said, I am using this for the damage to armor, but the attributes aren't bad either. It has assault rifle damage at 10% and health at 7,087. Moving on to the chest piece. Petrov Defense Group chest piece, gear score 500. The base armor, 44.4k. Remember, I am using this for the LMG damage. Attributes that came on this, skill power at 321. I modified the weapon damage up to 8% for now. The armor is at 11,171 and health at 7,947. Now this, like the others, come with the talent hard hitting for the damage to elites. This also comes with one mod slot. What I chose is a generic system mod, but this was a utility system mod slot, so you could go with some sort of skill power, what have you. I went ahead and chose this generic system mod solely for the total armor attribute, and it is sitting at 4% extra total armor. Going down to the holster. Holster is a True Patriot holster sitting at 499 gear score. The base armor, 29.5k. The attributes on this holster, crit chance at 14%. That is maxed out. You can see it's at 100% modified. And the health is sitting at 25,099. Super high health roll on this True Patriot holster. This too has one mod slot, a defensive protocol mod slot. I chose a resilience mod with health at 7,064, disrupt resistance at 8%, and poison resistance at 14%. And finally, the knee pads. Gilligard knee pads, gear score 500. The base armor 29.2k. The attribute I have on here, 19.5 on the health. Pretty high roll. I have not found a 20+ thousand health yet, but When I do, best believe I'll throw it on this sucker. Now, the talent I am running on the knee pads, again, hard hitting for the damage to elites. This has 2 mod slots. First one, Defensive Protocol Resilience, giving me health at 8,339, shock resistance at 10%, and blind deaf resistance at 10%. And another Defensive System Mending mod slot. This one gives me armor at 2,611, total armor at 3.5%, and armor on kill at 2648. So that is your wrap up for the gear items and the weapons on this build. Now, talking about skills. Now, what I have noticed is vital for all 8 members of the raid is to each run a revive hive. Everyone goes down. It doesn't matter who you are or how godly your build is, you will go down. Even if it's an accident from Lucy, even if it's, whatever. You're still going to go down. Now, this revive hive, if everyone runs it, will save you for sure. It will save you. So please run the revive hive. Now, I'm also running an assault turret just to get the ads off my back, because with this kind of build, I am running ad control and killing the boss are my 2 primary duties. So assault turret to keep the ads off your back, revive hive to stay alive, sustainability, and use the LMG with the Nemesis for the headshot damage. Now, let's wrap this up with the stats sheet. Now, we are mainly concerned with the weapons, offense, and defense tab. Starting off with the weapons tab. My Black Market M60 is hitting at 30.9k base damage. The crit chance on this is at 18%, crit damage 32%, and headshot damage at 65%. Now remember, Nemesis gives you another 25%, so technically I'm at 90% headshot damage when I'm scoped in on my LMG. Going to the offensive tab, the ones you want to focus on are the all weapon damage bonus at 38%, the LMG damage bonus at 29%, and if you go down to the damage to elites, I am at 91%, 10% armor damage, and 1% health damage. And finally, my defense tab, like I was saying earlier, right under 250k armor, just above 102k health, and yeah, you guys, a lot of fun. 962 across the board for skill power, except for Firefly, but you don't even use it, so it doesn't matter. This is my tested and proven raid build, LMG PVE damage to elites build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to mash that like. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions at all, hit me up in the comment section below. I am Kamikazevondoom, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.